Yeah, I see you now. I was gonna say you probably have to just go back to the same screen. All right, so don't touch your phone anymore. All right, just leave it where it is. Let's
So
not mess it up.
I'm good.
It'll take a moment or so for people to come on, but in the meantime, uh, so it the stream just started and there's like a little bit of a delay. So
Okay.
we'll see how long it takes for folks to actually get here. But the last time we did a live stream like this, or one of the topics from a few weeks ago was, we were talking about, basically booking events that your smoker can't, your smoker can't cash.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so writing events that your smoker can't cash. So I know Victor was one. He wanted to talk to you about that specifically, and I know you said that you had some, input on that as well. So before we get in too deep, I wanted to kind of circle back to that just so we could talk about it real quick. But I really don't have, dude. I mean, we got off the ship this morning at 7:30. I was back in the car by 8 on the road. I got back to my mother-in-law's house. It was 2:30, and that was it. That was like all she wrote for the day. And I tried to I tried to relax for a little bit, but couldn't go to sleep. And then I took my daughter, took taste tester number 3 out to dinner. So we went out and sat down and had pizza at a spot. What up, Jimmy? How you doing? Victor, all right. Victor said he's trying. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you are able to join us on the live stream, please feel free. Marlon was kind enough to send me a reminder. Quentin, I sent him the link because Quentin is always, wanting to join. My cousin Angela, I sent her the link as well, and she says she's stuck in traffic on an accident or in it, like behind some accident stuff.
Okay.
So hold on, let's see. Victor,
Hey, howdy,
how you
Marcus.
doing?
Howdy, Dash.
what's
Howdy,
up with
howdy.
you?
Well, this time I have my first aid kit ready, so
Perfect. All right, so Victor, I don't know, maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm gonna turn my volume down because you guys are sounding really loud. So I'm gonna turn my volume down and
nice.
look, I poured, so I'm away from home, so I had to pour my last bit of clear into my cup. And it was crazy. Victor sent me a message that it was about 8:30, and I had just poured my clear into my cup and put the iced tea. I had some iced tea in the cup, and he's like, I saw his message. And I'm like, damn it, I got a live stream in like a half an hour. I had totally forgotten. My wife said, if you start drinking now, you're gonna be asleep by the time the live stream starts. So I kind of had to slow
Not at
down and
first.
not. I know, shush, Victor. Uh,
Did you
so
catch
Victor,
that the last time, Marcus, that he went
he,
and snoozed on us?
he was asleep too.
Yeah, I was already out, so I missed it.
You are. Yeah,
He
but
was
you weren't
asleep
on
too,
camera. And
bruh.
you know what
Yeah,
you
I
should
was
do?
knocked out,
You
knocked out.
you should do a short, like going back into those archives on that one
No,
and do a
nope.
short of you just going dun, dun, dun. It was a beautiful thing, man.
Well, hey, I do have some video of that. I know it's
You
no longer available on YouTube, but I do have the video. I would be more than happy to send it to you.
I was faded. I have definitely passed out on camera plenty of times.
Well, and I felt so bad because, like I've said before, I was damn concerned because you were over quite a bit, and you're a big man, and if you went just a few degrees to the left or the right, pain. It was going to be pain. So
Well,
I was
hopefully
happy
I
to
would
see
have
you
been
not fall
leaning
over.
this way because that's against the wall in my house.
Well, no, you were still at the time straight up, but we were trying to get a hold of you, and apparently it was your wife that woke you up. So good. Okay, where did I put it?
Quentin says
By
he
the
also
way,
has video of sleeping dash. Get yourself situated, Victor.
oh, I'm doing it.
I'm gonna grab some ice real quick.
All right. What up, Steven? How you doing this evening? Steven, I was close to you. I wasn't very close, but I was close to you. We were in the Dominican Republic, so that's closer to you than I am normally. Jimmy, how you doing, man?
Howdy, Steve. Steven. Jeez, can't believe I did that. And I did find a T-shirt.
All right,
It's
I'm glad.
dirty, but you know, I didn't want to put anybody through seeing that my.
It's all right. Yeah, well, very appreciative that you were able to find clean enough.
Yeah. And here's what's going on. I won't talk about it through the rest of the night, but the foot is healing, and I
Good.
think I'm gonna make it through this time
Okay.
without getting an infection.
All
God,
right.
I hope so. But part of what it is, talking to the surgeon and my nurse, is staying off the foot as much as possible. Because
Okay.
what was going on is the new flesh that was coming on. Hey, Quentin.
Yeah.
It was slowing down the progress of the new flesh growing in.
Healing. Okay.
So it sucks because everything around me is a clusterfuck. It's just
Oh.
messy everywhere because I can't really get up and go do things to pick stuff up. Not if
Yeah.
I'm going to make it through this time, not having to have surgery. So
Yeah.
if I keep the course, I think I'll be able to go fishing by the end of this month.
All right. Well, there's your
So
motivation right there.
it really is.
So,
And if I don't make it, then there will be no fishing at all this year. So anyway,
so
enough of that crap.
Quentin. I was talking about being in the Dominican Republic. So Glenn says, "Oh, you was on vacation? Yeah, man, we were on the cruise." I said that. I said we were in Florida, and then we were leaving Texas number 3 at my mother-in-law's house for a couple of days, and we went to the Dominican Republic. So we left for the Dominican Republic on Friday, and we got back to Miami this morning, and drove back from Miami to my Central Florida, and we're here. So look,
Tell me
Quentin
about
says,
this bone marrow.
one more time.
The bone marrow.
Yo, okay, I'll tell you about the bone marrow. Chachi, what's going on, Chachi? I see you here. I didn't get a chance to formally say hello, but I did share the link. If you're in a position and you want to join us, feel free. I didn't bring any rum back, but I tried a bunch of rum. I did a rum tasting on the ship, and yo, I got torn up. So I'll just somebody remind me to circle back and tell you about the rum tasting on the ship. And then we did a rum tasting in the Dominican Republic where we went to Roy Oran. Shoot, let me look at the name of the place of this distillery. It was like Ron Morco or Ron Mariques or something.
I'm really surprised you're not bringing liquor back from there.
Nah,
you do it right. It's so cheap. Even with duty.
There's really, I don't drink it, man. I drink more moonshine than anything, so there's really no need for me to bring it back. That's why I didn't. I'm trying to find the name of the place because I swear I took a picture.
You can get Blanton's at a fraction of the cost of what it costs in the U.S., including
but you know what?
getting one of the Blanton's. One of the Blantons you can't get in the U.S. It's owned by a Japanese company, and in the U.S. they only allow like one of the Blantons, but there's 3 different ones, and you can get that in the islands.
Well, this place was called like Ron Mariques or something like that, and it was pretty good. So we went and we had 8 different rooms. We tried 8 different rooms at the first spot. Then we went to a cigar club, and where we watched somebody making cigars, and then smoked a cigar too. And then we went to a second rum tasting, which was at a liquor store. But that place we had like 6 different rums, and I was kind of rummed out. I'm not the biggest rum fan, especially when the rums, like the first place, the rum was hot, and there was no mixers or chasers or anything like that, so it was just hot rum. And the place where we were was hot, and the rum was hot, and I was just like, I'm all right, I'm over it. When we went to the second spot, it was actually like in the back of a liquor store, so it was kind of air conditioned, and the rum was actually chilled, but the rum still wasn't. It was straight rum. So, and I need something to help cut it. But yeah. So let's see.
Hey, with all this talk of rum, I got to say my favorite repeated line in the Caribbean movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean, is why is the rum always gone? in every one of those movies. Why is it gone? I know that feeling. Hey,
Yeah.
since I got a question for Marcus. How are you doing in that heat down there? Dash says you do have an AC in your trailer.
Oh yeah, the kitchen trailer has air conditioning. It has two.
Okay.
They're fine inside. It's the pit trailer that is the problem. It's the thermometer I have in there only goes to 140, and so it's been pegged out every day for the last month and a half.
The air temperature inside there
is 140 degrees.
Plus. You know what?
What?
You need to just take a thermometer, like
Oh,
a quick
I already
read
have.
thermometer.
It goes up to 147.
Bruh.
Have you considered getting one of those Mr.
Swamp cooler
type Reister did that about a year ago. It's a Vivor product, and he uses it outside because it can get hot and humid up there in Minnesota, and that's what I've been thinking of. You know, for the outside pit area, it's still not going to make it comfortable, but you know, God, I hate to think if you and any other pit masters are in that heat, if you're by yourself, just suddenly falling down because you just got too hot.
Yeah, so we have an extra room that I just almost finished. It's almost done on the back between the trailers. So our trailers are in L shape.
Right.
So the pit trailer and the kitchen trailer. So I built a room on the back that's screened in and has a roof on it, and it has like a swamp cooler in it now.
Okay.
Though that's kind of where we hang out because there's not enough room in the trailer during service. So we kind of hang out up there, or we can go inside Deep Eddy and go into the walk-in and hang out for a few minutes and then kind of hang out inside with the little air conditioning. But once you go back out there, once you go into that pit trailer, you can tell the difference. It's instant. And if you go to grab, you can have a dry shirt. You're in there for less than 2 minutes. You're grabbing something, moving something, and by the time you take it inside, you are completely soaked. It's instant. It is unreal how hot it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just say hi to Silver Bart. He said his fishing is always successful. He goes to a restaurant and orders his. Like Quentin is talking about how successful at fishing it is. He spent $40 on bait to catch a fish, end up not catching the fish, throwing the bait away, go to the store, spend $40 on the fish I was trying to catch. Dude, spend like $10 on bait, and then I'm telling you, it'll you gotta work for it.
And there's ways to preserve your bait too.
Well, he probably just shouldn't take all of that bait out there with him. Save
That
some
would
for
be
the next
part of
time.
it. Well, and keep it cooler and have ice, and there are different things. At least up here, salmon, steelhead, walleye. There are ways you can treat your bait so it can last for months.
Right.
Honestly, and that makes it cost effective. And it's also why you have your bait cooler, and you got a buttload of different flavored or scented different things, because if you've gone 10-15 minutes and you haven't caught something, but the fish are there, well, you need to do something different.
Well, see, I think it depends on the body of water because he's doing saltwater fishing, and it's a lot bigger of an area when he's doing saltwater stuff or brackish probably than fishing in a stream or off.
I fish in the ocean too. Yes. Here's the thing to always keep in mind with those fish, though. And I did say if they're there, and your fish finders are going to let you know if they're out there, right? So if those fish are out there and you ain't catching, you're the one that's doing something wrong. They're not women. They don't have moods. They have teeny little brains. They have teeny little brains that don't think, but they work 100% off of instinct. So you have to find out what the trigger is. What is it that makes them bite? And once you find out, that's a tricky thing. Okay, you don't always figure it out. But if you've gone 10 or 15 minutes and the fish are there, you need to change what you're doing.
So
and that's what catches you fish.
I don't know if Quentin necessarily is using a fish finder. He's usually fishing off of a kayak, but he said he was exaggerating. So,
Well,
but
Quentin,
I'm sure he probably still doesn't catch many fish.
well, and they've got some really great fish finders now for kayaks. Really nice ones. They're even doing side finding.
So maybe
Sips whiskey and twirls mustache.
Oh, look, he said he does have a fish finder on this kayak.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, listen, you better recognize.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, I see.
Hey, there's actually
Well, it's your own damn fault. It's his own damn fault that he can't catch fish. Then look, I'm just like, man, damn, man, maybe where he's dropping his hooks, there's just no fish there.
Quentin, if I ever get to go fishing again, maybe like with Dash and some of the others, love to get Marcus up here sometime.
I just can't get
Go
away.
salmon fishing, go steelhead fishing, sturgeon fishing. Sturgeon fishing is a blast. They only allow us to retain them a few times out of the year, like a few days. But it's so much fun hooking into a fish that's 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet. They can be up to 20 feet long. And, an 8-footer, even in the boat pursuing it, you're looking at it.
Long. It was this big.
No. It'll take about an hour to bring that fish to the boat. And when you're done, you're smiling and you're going, that's enough. I don't want to catch no more fish, because your arms just turn to noodles.
So, Quentin said, literally look at the only video on his channel of him fishing. You see them skills and the build. Okay. Look. Yeah. I want to say, what's up, Mr. Richard? How you doing? I'm not actually in that Catonsville, Baltimore area right now. On a different location, but either way, still wanted to say hi. Man, oh man, shoot. So last week or a couple weeks ago, we talked about writing the check that your smoker couldn't cash. So Victor wanted to talk to Marcus about this specifically,
because I think Marcus is a good example.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, how you've been working up to get what you have to capacity, and reminder to people, go, well, all you need to do this, or all you need to do is buy that. And I like to say, people can get very generous with your time and money. It's like, well, I don't have the time to do what you just said, or I don't have the money. Sure, if I had several $1,000s that are just sitting off the side, I could go get me this big new huge smoker. I don't have it right now. I'm working towards it. So could you give us a little storyline about where you started, cookers wise, and equipment? I only saw that your place that time that Dash went down and helped you, and I really liked what I saw. But could you explain to all these
locations and everything,
people who are looking at it?
Yeah, it was so when we first started, we started the OU Texas game in 2020. A company out of can you hear me?
Yeah,
you're
okay. A company out of San Antonio made us a little upright pit, and Dash, you saw that, and I thought we were good.
Made him a small pit,
and it would hold like 10 racks of ribs, and that was it. Or whatever I had on there. At the time, I wasn't doing brisket at all, because I was going to be 100% pork.
And I questioned him about that at that time, and here we are.
Yeah. So the pit was very small, and I would have to do 3 cooks just to get through Saturday. 3 full cooks. So we ended up, within a week, getting another pit, and this one was trailered and screened in and ready to go. And it's I would guess it would be like a 250-gallon pit, maybe 500.
Maybe 500. Might be 500.
500. And so it was just working with that, trying to figure out where everything goes. Because some stuff you can cook a little higher. If you're cooking chicken and turkey, it would go towards the front, and then moving stuff around. It's a lot of door opening and moving stuff around, and that just still isn't working for me. But it has to at this point.
How many smokers when you're really pushing it, you're at max, how many fireboxes are you trying to maintain? Because I know that starts to get crazy.
Three.
Okay.
Three. One of them, once it gets rolling, it's good for hours on end. One of the other ones is very finicky, and you're constantly feeding it and constantly opening and closing the damper and this, that, and the other. The other one, it's just hot.
And these are all stick burners?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And so when, like, recently, well, the last 3 or 4 weeks, service has really been down. We've been down about 40%. I'm going to say it's just because of the heat and or everybody's on vacation and whatever.
Yeah.
But service has been down. So last week, we ramped down quite a bit. So instead of me cooking 7 days a week, I went to 4 days. And then last week, I was up for 2 days cooking for the next day. I was up for almost 30 hours trying to get enough stuff to finish Saturday and Sunday.
Wait, 30 hours straight?
Yeah.
Damn.
I've been there too.
That's dedication.
Yeah. I mean,
no, it's money.
Yeah, but it's dedication because
Listen, I won't say early on, but when I have somebody that when I'm cooking for 500 people, yo, I don't sleep. It is what it is. I start, I roll through, I keep pushing. I might take a half an hour, 20-minute nap at the cooker, or while I'm in the bathroom in the house to go to the bathroom, and then boom, I'm right back outside. And it just keeps going. That hamster wheel doesn't stop. It might slow down, but it don't stop. And then once I do my prep and everything else like that, wrap everything up, put things away to chill, then it's like, all right, cool. I can actually sleep for like 3, maybe 4 hours. We'll have to get up, pack up the van or pack up the car, and get moving. Marcus is a lot simpler, where he's finishing stuff and he can put it into his warmers and he doesn't actually have to transport it anywhere.
Right.
Where, for me, man, shoot, when I do those, I've done that. Well, it was 200, 250 people. Then it was like 400 people. Then this last year they wanted 500 food for 500 people, and I'm cooking for 2 days, 3 days, ahead of time to get that done. I'll almost say almost the same thing for Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving I cook for 2 nights, and then there was one year where I cooked for 3 nights, 3 days. So, shoot, look, I've been there too, man, and yeah.
Oddly for me, and this is why I was so curious, Marcus, what you did. Of course, we know what Dash has. During the beginning of the pandemic, I suddenly had people who I was doing some sample things with my ribs, baby backs, and I always told people, hey, these aren't free. I want a legitimate feedback on what you like, what you don't like, that sort of thing. Without meaning for it to happen, it started to turn into the people insisting that they buy. And I was actually doing very good. And I have a Pecos offset, but I'd also, shortly after that, I got a 22-inch Weber Smoky Mountain. And I liked the Smoky Mountain because it was so much easier. Once you get it set up, you can walk away for a few hours. Couldn't do that with the Pecos. It's just too temperamental. Great for a backyarder, but and my capacity was getting out of hand with the WSM, so I got a second one. And then I found out when I start doing videos someday, I got to do one on. I can do 25 racks hanging using I think it's the Hunsaker.
It is Hunsaker.
And I could do actually 25 racks at one time. They fit and they work. The only problem, and I don't like to do that many if I can help it, is I use 3-pounder type size pre-cooked, before cooked ribs. I like nice, good size ribs. 25 times 3, that's 75 pounds of pork. It's all dripping down, and I take the fire pan or the water pan out, so I get the effect of the nice flavors. That's a lot of pork fat that's going down, and you get a very slow grease fire going. So what I want to do is, I know how I can build it, kind of an Argentinian type of rack. So V grates, and then have it tilt a little bit so that some of the stuff does drip into the coals, but the rest of it tracks aside. So you're getting the benefit without the fire. Anyway.
All right. So hold on. Silver Bart says, why do two of the smokers have problems, Marcus? Because you were talking about having you're cooking with 3 cookers. So
Yeah.
why did
So one of them is an offset stick burner. The other one is upright. That's the ASF.
Vertical?
That one has firebox, but it's vertical.
It's not vertical. It's still offset, but the cook chamber is like a big L.
Correct.
It's a vertical offset. Yeah.
And the other one is it's an ASF as well, but it is
smaller.
It's smaller, and I mean it'll fit like 8 shoulders max. But the firebox on it is so small that if you do get a substantial good fire going, it's too hot.
Mm-hmm.
Close it off. And it's too close. There's no distance between anything. Your fire's right there. You actually, if you have a good fire going down, the flames are going inside the cooker. So you have to push everything off to the side. I started putting an aluminum pan in there with water just to hold to try
to keep that. Where'd you get that idea from?
A guy, I started watching YouTube during the pandemic, and I was like, this dude got it.
I swear, he said he's going to kill himself. He's in the garage with the cooker. That's the first story I heard when I met Marcus. He's the man. This guy going to kill himself. So Jimmy says, Victor sounds like he's never done a Thanksgiving cook on one smoker like I have.
I can do 16 turkeys in my IVS.
Yeah.
At one time. So I hadn't discussed. I finally realized that although I could really make a lot of ribs, and I do my ribs hot and fast. They come out great, about an hour and a half.
What up, Russ? Yeah.
But I don't like having lots of multiple fireboxes and shit. So I made the investment, and I got the large Lone Star Grills IVS, insulated vertical smoker. And for up here, that solved a lot of problems. Very efficient. It can run at 225 for 30 hours without doing a thing to it. And because of the insulated part, when it gets cold, which it gets cold down there, I've seen snow in Texas, but when we get cold in the winter months, we also have humidity. So even though it might be 34 degrees, your balls feel like it's 20. And you know, when it gets cold like that, that affects non-insulated smokers, and it was really hard to keep track. And so I love my IVS, but the problem I made, and I'm going to have to re-deal with it, because now with my foot, I'm going to once I'm recovered enough where I can start doing shit, I can wear a shoe. I'm going to push forward to getting full on legitimate and start catering barbecue for business. But I hadn't. Last year, I kind of put that all on the sidebar. I got myself licensed. I got ahead of myself, though. So the health department and those kind of people became aware of me. And then I found out some additional things I was going to have to deal with. And that would be the one thing I'd recommend people who are just beginning to do this. Get all your T's crossed and I's dotted before you make them aware of your existence, before you get your license. Be careful who you ask the questions about, because now for me, I could get screwed pretty bad if I don't push it a little bit further. I won't go into all the details because we know that everywhere it's just so different.
Yeah.
At least
So
I'm not in Baltimore.
yeah, thanks. It's Maryland, but Baltimore just adds in one extra layer. So Quentin said his first ever time using this big green egg was Thanksgiving dinner, and everything he made was on the egg, and he said he was dying. So I
Yeah.
remember him talking about this, a few weeks ago, and he was talking about how he started his turkey, and then he like transitioned to cook the tri-tip, and I can't remember if he said he was doing lamb, excuse me, but he might have done some vegetables or something like that. But he basically cooked in stages and in waves, and you know definitely completely understand having and trying to use one cooker um for um for his Thanksgiving dinner, and it was he said he persevered, but he was dead tired afterward.
Yeah,
So
I would prefer to do a turkey in a Weber kettle 22 instead of a Komodo
yeah,
because
but
it's
so
so much
you
fat and no yo buts. I've done it, and
no
the kettle is so easy, so easy.
the yeah, but it's going to be that Quentin was probably cooking a much bigger turkey than you do.
You can do a
And
20 pounder.
I wouldn't put a 20-pound turkey in a Weber kettle.
Well,
That's just not
I
enough room.
don't I don't cook 20 pounders anymore anyway. But I always tell people that say, well, and normally it's people who are just, it's the first time they're cooking for the family. By the way, Quentin, I did see your thing about Alaska that you fished up there. That's cool. Um, but the people who think, oh, I got all these people coming over, I need a 20. You go, no, you don't. Get 2 10s, get 2 12s. They'll cook up better. They will taste better. They will be more moist, and you're getting a much better ratio of smoked meat to unsmoked. The bigger it gets, the lesser the ratio is, because sure, you got a lot of area on the outside, but all the interior meat is a long ways away from the exterior, and it's not getting smoky flavored. So you're going to get a better tasting bird. And here's the other kind of cool thing: if you're doing 2 birds or more birds, when I've done family like 30 people, I'll cook up like 5 or 6 turkeys, and I will go ahead and dress out most of them just to feed everybody initially, but I will leave one uncarved as kind of decoration so everybody gets to see the pretty thing. I don't like that crap of bringing it out and then make everybody sit there and drool while you slowly cut the bird up. I just always felt that was cruel. You always see those Norman Rockwell pictures of the old bastard making everybody wait while he, cuts the turkey. And so by doing the multiples, you can carve the bird in the kitchen where it's much faster and efficient. And when you're bringing out the food, everything is ready to go, but you can put that one decoration one on the buffet table. What
Hmm.
happened?
I just changed the orientation.
Oh,
So someone was asking, was that Quentin? And I changed Marcus's name, and I just changed the orientation so that they could see that that's Marcus from Crimson Creek Smokehouse. It used to be formerly of Austin, but down in Dripping Springs. That was it. I'm you know
huh.
I'm doing my production thing, Victor. You good?
Oh, I was just wondering. I was thinking, is somebody else going to join?
No, no, no. So Quentin said yes, he did turkey steaks and finished with the lamb. First time ever smoking or firing up a grill. Nice. Yeah. And so then Russ says I was overnight watchman at a camp out with a 300-ish pound pig on a chain drive rotisserie. He said
Damn.
the fat lick at the bottom caught fire at like 8 a.m. Scariest moment in my life. He said the flames were a story plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Uh,
Jeez.
Hey, um, when was the first time that you two, and then anybody else that wants to, put in, first time you smoked a turkey?
So I actually have pictures of it. It was on a steel drum. I did it probably. It might have been 2014. I smoked a turkey in a steel drum, and uh, I ended up putting it on the on a steel drum, and then we ended up eating it like for Thanksgiving, or having parts of it left over for Thanksgiving. Because the whole thing was, it was kind of a test cook. Because I always fry my turkeys, but it turned out okay. Like, I actually believe I might have had, or do have, pictures of that first smoked turkey on my website, maybe, or at least there were at some point. But long time ago.
Mine was on a Brinkman, the R2D2 looking
Yep.
thing. And that was 1988.
Was that the propane one or the charcoal?
It was charcoal.
Charcoal, yeah.
The first turkey that I smoked myself was on a Brinkman, the gas-fired one. And that was about 30 years ago.
Usually fry mine, or fry everybody's. That's generally what we do during Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas as well. Fried turkeys.
Yeah, buddy. Listen, I miss my sister-in-law. We always had Turkey Gate, and there was a few years where I did a live stream from our Turkey Gate, and man, I unfortunately we just not celebrated, but we just passed our second anniversary of my sister-in-law's passing, and Thanksgiving is frying turkeys and all of that is just it's never gonna be the same. But so Quentin said, here's what he did wrong his first cook of the turkey. He said, such a noob. I didn't check the inside, so I marinated the gizzards inside the cavity with the turkey. Bruh.
You were not alone. You are not alone, sir.
Look, hold on, it gets better. He said he cooked the bag of gizzards for about an hour until I checked in the first time and saw the white bag poking out and thought that was strange. Pulled it out and it's like, just a damn gizzard bag. What did you do with the turkey neck, man? Because the neck is in there too.
Been there, done that.
Luckily I have not, but it's because I learned from my grandfather. The first time I saw a turkey smoked was about 50 years ago. My grandfather was ahead of his time. We always just called it Grandpa's hibachi, big hibachi. He actually had a Komodo shipped over from Japan. He lived close to McCord Air Force Base, and he knew some of the airmen. And one of them mentioned that they could get it dirt cheap. And so Grandpa gave him some money. They flew over to Japan. This was for moving soldiers back and forth, staging and coming back from Vietnam. And the airmen, they landed. He went into town, got the Komodo, brought it back. So Grandpa got a Komodo that never went through customs. But I started to learn how that stuff is done. We still have that. My baby brother has that Komodo, and I'm trying to figure out how I can talk him into trading it for me, because he's a trigger guy. I don't think he knows how to light a match. And what I've told Mom, because Grandpa gave it to her before he passed away. Then she gave it to Eric. And what I'd like to do is every year for Grandpa's birthday to, a memorial for him, to use the old Komodo and cook up stuff.
Nice. All right. So Mr. Silverbart said 7 years ago, he said spatchcock works best. Let's see. Jeremy Welling said Thanksgiving 1994 in a Weber.
Nice.
Look, Quentin says also not afraid to admit the turkey may have still been a bit frozen.
I've done that once.
Russ said I had a electric little round red thing, and I got to learn you can oversmoke early. Yeah, so over smoking in electric is easy because you're using like chips, and you keep putting too many chips in that little electric one. So yeah, let's see. Oh no, this one moved on me. Jimmy said 1980 on a Brinkman charcoal smoker. Fun fact: I was born like a month before Thanksgiving in 1980. All right, look, let's see. Quentin says 1998. I remember that year. 1988. I remember that year. Yes. Look, I feel the same way. Look, Russ said, yeah, the Brinkman electric.
Yeah, those are some scary clowns.
Oh, all right. So he said he with his gizzards and the turkey necks, I guess he froze them and used them for crab bait. Yep. Nah, man, I'm telling you, smoked turkey necks. You smoke your turkey neck, and this is how I smoke my turkey necks after I'm done with Thanksgiving, right? So or for Thanksgiving. Usually what I end up doing is I take all of the necks and I just like put them in a plastic bag and I just keep them. Once I finish cooking everything that I'm going to cook, I take and I load the turkeys into the smoker, put like a full or a half batch of wood into the smoker and let it go, walk away, and I come back in a couple hours once the fire has gone out. And the turkey necks are fantastic. They don't need any seasoning. They don't need anything. All they need to do is jump in this bag, and I'm going to vacuum seal them. And then we use turkey necks all year long. So yes,
I approve of what Quentin does though, because out here we have problems with Californians, not the two-leggeds, but the pinnipeds, frickin' sea lions. And if you use fish carcasses when there's sea lions around, they are going to tear up your crab pots to get
how
to
to
them.
get in there? Okay.
And so when you know that you got sea lions around, use chicken parts, turkey parts, and so necks, gizzards, that sort of thing, because the sea lions won't mess with it at all. And the crabs are like,
Yeah,
they're just happy.
they know that they suck too. That's why nobody wants that stuff. All right, so Russ said once I tried to inject, he said, sorry, Jazz, applesauce. And it was interesting. What applesauce into your turkey? What?
Just use
What?
apple
What?
juice.
Don't inject, man. Your turkey gonna be looking like a crackhead. No. No, heroin addict.
I almost always do inject, but I do a butter and wine sauce. I've experimented other things. Butter and wine sauce is what I like. But whenever I'm giving instructions, I do point out to people, because some people like red wine. And I know if I don't say this, somebody out there is going to use red. And can you imagine what that would be like cutting into a turkey that was injected with red wine? Great
Listen,
for or it would be great for Halloween.
Russ said it looked like hell. Shoot, man, why would you
Yeah.
do that? KB says hello. Hey, excuse me. He says hello, all of y'all. What's up, KB? God, the heat is getting to me. So I'm sitting in Central Florida, and even though I have a fan on me, and oh my gosh, I'm drinking some water. I gotta hydrate.
You two are inside. Today it only
I'm
got
not
into
inside. I'm outside. I'm
well,
outside.
you're in that screen room thing though, aren't you?
Yo, the screen room is hot, dog. It's hot. It's still outside. There's no
We had the lowest high temperature today
AC
in a few weeks.
lanai. It is hot.
It only
Yo,
got the upper 70s today. So I've been outdoors all day long. If you occasionally see me do this,
upper
it's
70.
because there's flies out here. I don't
Flies,
have the
yeah.
benefit that you have of having that nice screen room.
Listen. Look, so Quentin says for the next, we don't eat that. We do the gizzards, we call it giblet gravy, excellent on dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, giblet gravy, I mean, you're not the only one. Marcus must need to plug in his phone. Look at him. Are you at Jamie's desk that used to be your room?
Yeah, I am.
You should be able to plug it into a computer. You don't have to get the whole cord, John.
Oh,
Anyway, look. Let's see. Chachi said someone called a log Quentin and burning stuffing. Chachi, why aren't you on the live, man? Come on. I need join us. Look, Jeremy says he used the necks for the gravy. Oh, and the stuffing. But I'm not a fan. I'm not. So I was about to say I'm not a fan of stuffing or dressing, stuffing, whatever you want to call it, right? And there's a debate, and I don't want to get into that debate because I feel like Victor is like getting ready to start.
I'm not controversial. Everybody has their way of doing it. You finish, and then I'll say my thing. But it's not controversial.
I'm not a fan of stuffing, right? But my wife has been making this stuffing that has turkey sage. It's a turkey sage stuffing. That's the only way I will use stuffing. That's the only way I'll use stuffing because it's like a overbreaded turkey sausage or overbreaded turkey meatloaf, and I'm cool with it. Other than that, man, don't give me no dry behind stuffing. I'm not eating it. I'm not eating it.
I go with the word dressing because stuffing should be inside the bird, and I don't cook stuffing.
Anything. Yep,
It
I
slows
understand.
down. It slows down the cook. I mean, you can put some aromatics inside the turkey if you want, but what I will do, because the turkey is going to take 3 to 4 hours to do, that last hour, I will have big full pans of dressing, and I will put that underneath the turkeys, so I'm getting the added benefit of the juices coming from the turkeys. And with that butter and wine sauce that I inject in and the turkey, oh God, that dressing comes out so wonderful. But no, I do not believe in stuffing. You can't put that much stuffing in a 10 to 12 pound bird anyway. And it slows down the cook. When you slow down the cook, it's going to come out drier. There's just nothing you can do about that. So instead of trying to slow it down, do what you can to kind of speed it up. And the very first time I ever did a turkey, smoked turkey, was in the Brinkman, and I was reading the instructions, and oh yeah, I was doing this many hours cook, and that bird came out. It's like, I'm never doing it that way again. That was it
The
was too
wrong
damn
way.
dry. It was edible and good-ish, but it's like, oh no, I shouldn't take that freaking long. And
Hey, listen, I haven't reminded you guys. If you haven't already, please do me a solid and hit that thumbs up button. Hold on one second. What's up? She might be in with Muma. Yeah.
hey, you know what? I forgot to give you a thumbs up before I got on. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I won't hold it against you for long.
Yeah. How do I do that? Can I use the
Oh, you know what? You're gonna have to wait until after
right?
we
So just
we
before
finish.
we get okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. Is this it? Hold on. Oh wow, I think I may have found it. We gotta look. I'm working on the behind the scenes, and come on,
Hmm.
because Russ said he has the video on his channel, and so we might have to see if we can find it.
The video of what?
Yeah, I might have to see. Come on.
Okay. You're teasing us. Video of what?
Oh, look. I have to watch it first before
Oh,
I can show you.
well, I'm thinking bare-chested dancing girls. That would be good.
No, man, we're not going there.
Why do you think they
Uh,
call it the boob tube?
I see what you did there, but no.
Yeah. By the way, I haven't heard you use that phrase in a long time.
I see what you did there. Yeah. All right, so what's going on? I just saw the shorts. Let's see, Turkey Day. I'm trying to find the video.
Well, he's trying to do that. Marcus,
Yeah.
what is your favorite thing to smoke for work, and what is your least favorite thing?
My favorite thing, I would say it'd be two things. I'm loving smoked salmon right now, and I love pork belly burn ends. My least favorite is brisket by far.
Because it takes so long.
Yes.
And you know, when I get going, my large IDS,
You can play to me.
that has the same capacity basically as a 500 gallon. It's amazing, considering how small a footprint it is, how much food you can cook in it. So when I get going and I decide that I need to get ready to get bigger, I'll probably get a second one. But somewhere along the line, I do want to get at least a 500 gallon propane tank smoker, because there's some things you can do in that. And turkeys, the smoked turkeys, because of the damn height, I can do a lot of briskets, and of course, tons. I actually can have put in 8 racks for ribs. But turkeys are so damn tall. Even a 10 to 12 pound bird is too tall. So I had Chris design it so I could put 3 grates in the smoker,
and not 4.
so I would still have a better capacity. But sorry about that.
Victor's got a hot date.
The nice
so
thing
hold
about
on,
ahead.
Victor, before you.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on 1 second. All right, so 4:15 to 5:15. I'm gonna try to get this video queued up. So before I do that, though, I want to. Everyone, of course, has their own way. You're gonna call it stuffing. You're gonna call it dressing. You know what? I call it all stuffing. It doesn't matter if it's in the bird or not. Anyway, Jeremy says, all right, I'm trying to get to the end of the comments so I can catch up. And all right, I see the link. I'm going to open it up. Yeah, brisket might be a little overrated. Not going to lie. You know what, Quentin? I'm about to give you some briskets. Going to change your life. And all right, so let me
No
get this
ego
video.
there.
let me get this video kind of queued up. Because he said where I have to be. He said 4 minutes to 4:15. All right, so I got this ready. So give me a second, and I'm going to let me share. Wait,
He's really being a tease here. He's not telling us what we're going to see, but he just keeps talking and talking.
Give me a second, damn it!
Oh no, he was just on a cruise. You never know.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
Didn't bring back any whiskey, but maybe brought something else back from Jamaica.
No, I did not. Actually, I was not in Jamaica. I was in the Dominican Republic, and I was in the Bahamas.
Shit.
But listen, it did not take me very long in the Bahamas to get offered weed. So, yeah.
What's that?
All right. What's what? Oh, yeah. What's that exactly?
Rasta
right.
pasta.
Share the entire screen.
But why he still plays this, I'll just say this quick. The problem with turkey is I can't fit him into my IVS. But the nice thing about a 500-gallon or 1,000-gallon is you got all that clearance going upwise. And so I could do more turkeys at a given time in one of those kind of smokers than I can in mine. 16 or 18 is it. Okay, now.
All right, so hang tight. All right, so can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just a breast?
I don't. So let me go back a little bit.
I'm almost. Is it that a
No,
butterfly turkey?
I don't know. We all have to watch
butterfly
together.
Or spatchcock.
We just gotta watch together.
I'm just cringing seeing a knife over that foil. Poor knife edge.
Man, we gotta listen, Victor, because
there is audio with this because I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, damn it! All right, so I'm gonna pause this, and I wish I could. I don't know why I hear the audio. Of course, maybe if this. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yo, he really did kind of look back a little bit.
Oh, now I understand. So this is Count Dracula turkey.
Pretty much. Well, let's see. What does it taste like? Does it taste good at least?
Should taste good. I mean, you can also use just grape juice.
Oh,
You don't
look,
have to use wine.
Did you see that? He forgot it was applesauce, and he wiped it off. All right, I'm gonna plug my headphones back in.
I have thought it would be fun to do a Halloween party where you did an injection of the turkey using red wine, because that would be kind of a fun theme type thing, you know. I don't know how red it would be, you know. It might come out really dark. But all the wine is going to do, because obviously the alcohol is cooked away, you're just adding a very sweet component. So apple juice, you know, for people who they just, for religious reasons or whatever, they cannot have alcohol. They go, well, the alcohol's cooked off, but okay, we can use apple juice. But the apple juice and butter. The reason I like to use wine, I like to use some kind of alcohol, because you need to inject something. Hey, here's Lou. You need to inject, when you inject butter into the bird has to be cold. And you can't put in hot butter, because that's going to create a dangerous environment until the temperature gets up enough. So it'll coagulate if it's too cold. So I have found that the combination of some kind of alcohol with the melted butter helps the butter move throughout. I did make a mistake one time, and I really thought I was being smart and do and really into what I was doing, and I rendered off a whole shitload of bacon fat, because I was going to mix bacon fat with Jack Daniels, and I thought, man, that is going to make a nice, you know, the bacon fat's going to add more smoky flavor and all. I was by myself, and I was in my man mode, not thinking like 2 or 3 steps ahead. I had all this rendered bacon, and I had that bacon there, and I went, and I had just taken that bacon grease right out of the skillet, and I poured some Jack Daniels into there. It was like a frickin' volcano.
Yep.
Luckily, I only got a little bit in where I went, oh, what the hell am I thinking? You know, let it cool down. In the end, just so you know, it was good, but it wasn't good enough, because you gotta render a lot of bacon to get enough bacon fat. And for what I got out of it versus what I invested, not worth it. I haven't given up. If I can ever figure out a way, here's a neat little trick for those of you who do like to do an inject. You don't have to inject the entire bird in one injection. I have done it for where I'll do my classic butter and wine on one side of the turkey, and then like a Cajun seasoning on the other. So with one turkey, I'm getting 2 flavors. Yeah. And it's a great nifty little trick.
So let me say what's up to Lou before I lose track of him, and he's got to get back to his family. So Lou Calamatos is joining us. So thank you, Lou, for definitely joining us. He said he had he's on vacation, but he had to check in with the barbecue family. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see. Hold on. Quentin said he cooked his first brisket a few weeks back. It was fine, but it took way too long for the result. That is cooking brisket, dog. It's not tri-tip. You're not grilling brisket. You have to take your time, and it's going to take you 6-7+ hours to cook a brisket. That's it. There is no.
Until you do several of them, you need to be planning more like 8, 10, or 12 hours until you start to learn the tricks and learn how hot you can actually cook it instead of 225, 250, 275. I like doing the. Who's this?
Jamie. She says, I'm reporting it absolutely not from my spot at a bar with wine. So whatever I say is out of my control. Whatever. That's like saying, with all due respect, and then talking out your mouth sideways and saying the most disrespectful thing that you could. So look, it's funny. Jamie Marcus is checking in from your spot right now, from your work spot. he had to claim his spot back.
Hey, for making use of your equipment, we were talking about that earlier. Now, Dash doesn't like when I talk about the way I prefer to do it. On my IBS, I can't do it. It won't let me go hot and fast. It won't let me get hot. But what I do like about going hot and fast is that I can do my turkey, or not turkey, I can do my brisket 6 hours max, but then I double wrap it in foil, put it into an ice box, and I let it finish cooking, which means now instead of having it in there for 8 or 10 or 12 hours, I'm taking that meat out and I'm able to slip something else now into the smoker. So I'm getting more efficient cook time out of the one device.
Yeah. But I have to say hi to Lori. I'm sorry if I don't say hi to Lori. Jamie's gonna get openly mocked. So Jamie, please get Lori closer, so I can actively say hi to Lori, so you won't get actively mocked and made fun of while you're sitting at the bar watching barbecue. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Lori, for allowing Jamie to log on to the live stream. Can't hear. Can you guys? All right, let's see. All right. So I'm trying to catch up to the comments because when we watch the video, I'm a little behind on the comments. So thank you, Jamie, again. Let me try to fast forward a little bit. Look at Russ said he was scared when he cut into it. In the video, he cut into it and then he like picked it up and he was like, "What the hell is that?" And he wiped it off and then he took a bite and he was like, "Oh wait, that's the applesauce I put inside of it." That is the applesauce. So he was like, "Oh man, what is that?"
I can't hear.
You can't hear me, or you can't? Can you hear me or no?
Can't hear. Sure.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you must not be able to hear us.
You can hear me. I can't hear y'all.
Yes, we hear you.
I don't know what's going on. I'll come
Loud
back.
and clear. All right. Look, Russ said, "Lori, what's up?" Let's see. Quentin says that actually might be amazing now that I see it. Maybe even cranberry sauce. Inject cranberry sauce inside of your turkey.
It would be it'd be the same thing. I mean, but I would only do that for special effects because you're going to scare the crap out of most people. You do that.
Well, if you know that it's coming, I mean, Quentin says, Dash, I'll make a turkey. You make your brisket. We'll have a Friendsgiving for a dry run before Thanksgiving. I don't need a dry run. I know how to cook brisket, and I know how to cook turkey.
Marcus, do you prefer doing baby backs or spare ribs?
I prefer spares, but baby backs sell better.
Up here, they sell better. What I like about baby backs, they're a little bit more expensive up front, but they're so forgiving. And when I run into beginners, I tell them, do the baby backs at first and then graduate over because it's kind of hard to screw up the baby backs. And you can do it. I say kind of. I didn't say impossible. But
there's more fat on spares than there are baby backs. So
not if you're buying the right type of baby backs.
And what's the right type of baby backs?
At least 3 pounds.
No, not baby backs. There's more fat on the spare ribs than there are baby backs.
That has not been an experience with what I have. Well,
are you using St. Louis spares?
fat and meat itself. They're meatier.
There's more meat on a baby back. Yes, there's more fat on a spare rib.
So I'm able to cook them faster. I can cook them in an hour and a half. I don't have to do the 3 or 4. I also don't use sauce at all. Strictly dry rub, and I still get smoky flavor. But I can't do. I've tried doing that with the spares, and no, it takes longer. So that's the other reason I like it is that I can kick out baby backs really fast. I'm charging the people more money because that up here in the Northwest we don't have quite the same barbecue thing, and so they want baby backs anyway. So I can do it faster.
Jamie says, Russ, we're living she says out best lives. So you can tell how well she's doing at the bar because she can't even spell hour correctly. And Jamie is really good at, like proofing and everything like that. So yeah, she's probably had a glass or 14 of wine if she's gotten to that point where she's misspelling stuff.
Marcus, so since you're doing spares, oh wait, no, you said you actually do the baby backs.
Yeah, we split both depending on the price that week. I prefer to do spare ribs because that's kind of what everybody sells. I don't think there's very many. I don't even know of any places around here that do baby backs as a trailer or a barbecue place.
Rudy's did baby backs when we were there. I'm pretty sure you had baby backs there at Rudy's, and they were like this big though.
Yeah, they were super tight.
So 1 second before, I just I have to acknowledge Angela. Can we hear you now? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. Angela came back into the into the chat, and I always want to say hi to Angela. Oh,
Hello.
Angela, let me just show you. I got more tan. Because Angela commented on how tan I had gotten already with the fact that I've been sitting on a baseball diamond all summer long, and I've gotten more tan in the last couple of days. So it is much worse. And
Let's see the legs though.
You don't want to see my legs, But since you asked so nicely, hold on, let me before I woo. Hey, I'm just shout out to Bumpy and anyone else who's watching who's rewatching. They had to witness me
After that, I gotta say, don't quit your day job.
Look, I'm sure one of y'all got some. Wait, Quentin put some money into the rum fund. Hey, y'all can all put some extra money into the rum fund for me never to do that again.
Quentin said a whole foot pick.
Oh, what?
Foot pick. Throw them donations
Oh,
up.
no. All right, so listen, let me get to the comments real quick. So Jeremy said cranberry sauce for Halloween. Yes. I like clarification on the. So we were talking about injecting turkeys with different things, and the whole thing is, as you inject a turkey with something, you got to realize and remember that the way that it goes being injected, it's going to probably look the same way when it gets cut while it's cooked. Look at her face, her vegetarian face, pescatarian face, But for those of us who, do not have not abstained from eating meat, we like to put different flavors into different things at times. I'm not a fan of injections, so not me. But if you were to inject something, Victor was talking about how the injection would look off on the other side. And then Russ talked about how he injected applesauce, and that's how we went down this whole rabbit hole. So,
and I had mentioned that when I'm telling people who are going to do turkeys for the first time to inject, if you got the injector to do the injection, and the easy one is a simple butter and white wine. But then I stress to them, because they might be red wine drinkers and not think about it. I'll say white wine, because it'll be clear. If you use red wine, you're going to scare the bejeebers out of people because it's going to look like blood. However, for Halloween, you might want that effect.
I'm glad you're finding this hilarious, Angela. So hold on. Mrs. Silverbar said, I like clarification on injecting butter. Hot, cold bird. How can only use hot butter so it's in liquid form? So you kind of melt the butter a little bit to the point where it's almost liquid, but you still have to remember it. And this is what Victor was saying. If the butter goes into the turkey and it's too warm, it can start to cook the turkey from inside out. So,
well, worse, not the cook part, but that it would be in the unsafe temperature range until the internal temperature got up hot enough. So that's why it's a danger thing you want to be careful about. But that's why I like to mix the alcohol, because it also helps spread. One more thing while we're talking about the injection. a lot of times when you're reading about injections, they say, try to make as few holes as possible. So go make a hole, but then go in at different angles.
Man,
Bull.
that's track
What
marks.
I make lots of holes, but here's why. I start at the very, very top, either side of the keel bone, and I make the holes and I work down. And here's why. As the meat heats up, it contracts. And I inject a lot in. As it contracts, it starts to push some of that butter and wine sauce back up and out, which means that I have created a self-basting bird. When I put that turkey in the smoker for 3 or 4 hours, I don't open that smoker back up. I don't need to. And that butter and wine sauce, which is really my favorite one, not only is it basting to help keep it moist and flavorful, but it creates this beautiful golden color, which is really going to help match with the mahogany color from the smoke. So it's just really, you're killing a whole bunch of birds when you kill the one bird. Did you see what I did there?
Jamie's saying she's faded. So she sent me a text message. It was faded. So tell Lori, hey Jamie, hey Lori. But hold on, Victor, I'm gonna have to put you on timeout because I'm getting behind on the comments right now.
Right.
Victor,
No, I know.
So
Shut
let's
up.
see. Russ says, okay, we have 19 watching, only 11 thumbs. If you could give us a thumbs up and subscribe, free all week. Let us know. And let us know you care. Thanks, definitely.
There's
So
16.
Josh and Babe.
You're late.
All right. Well, I am late. We're not going to talk about why I'm late. So Josh and Babe. So Josh says he's from California. Let's see. Quentin says I'm a busy human. I don't have 17 hours to wait for a thin piece of beef. I'll cook my tri-tip in 45 minutes and just be happy. This is what's wrong with your generation. You have no patience. You just gotta be for that perfect brisket. You gotta wait, dog. And I'm telling you, I've talked about it. How you can accelerate your cook time by finishing it in the oven, turning up the heat. You do not need to let it sit out on that big green egg for 14 hours, 12 hours, however. Just put it out there for 4 hours, 6 hours max, and then wrap it up, finish it in the oven, turn up the heat. You will cut your cook time in half. All right, let's see. Look, Russ said Jamie cheer, or KB says cheers, Jamie, have another. Shoot. Let's see. Lori and I are at the bar, very invested in the chat.
Tell Lori that she got to watch on her phone.
Yo, yeah, right? Tell Lori to open up. So someone comment, please, down below that Lori has to open up her own chat and so we can get there. So hold on, let me pull up Lori again. So Lori, I'm speaking to Lori now. Lori, open up the chat. Yeah, let's point to Lori. Let Lori open your phone and join us in the comments so we can see how drunk you are. Because Jamie is not
Quentin said we're in the same generation. We are not, Quentin.
No, we're not.
I am
me? Oh, you're not in the same generation as I am?
No, Quentin said that he's not in the same. He said, wait, my generation? Like talking about his generation. He said, we're the same generation. No, we're not, though. Like
different, bro. We're older. It's much different. We were raised different. We just, what we say when people are like, you know what? You just gotta think and be like, he was raised differently.
Millennials and elder millennials. I don't know if I like any of those.
Well, where's Grumpus? Because he and I are in the same category.
Where's
Boomers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, see, Manuel says yes. There's more fat on spares all day long. All right, I'm trying to hurry up. Oh, but she said got earrings forever.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Ange, hope you're well. You're on your way to 100%. Yes.
Almost there.
All right. All right. So Marlon, what up, Marlon?
Marlon.
Marlon.
Now we're gonna hold a contest real quick.
Oh shit! Here we go. How he come in just making requests and
no, just experiment. It's more of an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Since me and Angela are here, and Quentin is not here.
He's here. He's in the chat.
No. On air.
Let's
see if Dash stays awake.
Oh, so you think is Clinton that bores me?
I don't know, or it's a combination of us three or something.
Hey!
Holy cow! Look at that, Laura's here.
Laura,
I have not ever yawned since you have been, since you've been gone.
Laura.
Shut up, Angela.
Hello, Laura.
Yeah, yeah, Angela, go ahead, talk your stuff. Tell Laura all about me yawning. Go ahead. Say it was 0 times.
I'd rather you yawn and fall asleep.
Actually, I don't think Dash has yawned yet tonight, but the night is young.
Haven't. No, it's not. It's after 10. Because if Marlon is here, it's after 10. You can set a watch by him. He always late, fashionably late. Mm-hmm. I have other things I have to do. I understand. It's okay. It's all right. Listen, I'm gonna give you grief where I can, dog. Look, I didn't even see your email about the reminder of the live stream today until about 8:30 when I sent you the link, because I remembered it was earlier today. It was about 6 or when I took taste tester number 3 out, and I said, oh man, I've been losing track of the days, and I had to think about it. And I said, oh man, today is Wednesday. And she's like, are you going to do your live stream? I was like, yes. I said, but I'm supposed to be live with everyone tonight. And I'm like, So as we sat down to dinner, she's like, well, you have plenty of time because it was only about 6:45. She's like, we have plenty of time to get back to, my mother-in-law's house and everything like that. So
I was going to ask where you were because I was like, that's not a virtual background.
No, it is not a virtual background.
And I knew that wasn't anywhere inside of your house. So
no, that is not. Remember, hold on, let me. The white chairs. I told my mother-in-law too. I said they were talking about the white chairs last week on the live stream. We were talking about the
forbidden chairs.
Oh man, definitely. Like you never the table settings that you never used, and the seats you never sat on because they were in the cushions and everything like that. Yeah,
we had my grandmother had my other grandmother, she had a white, like a cream colored chair forever, like just a couch that everybody sat on. And growing up, it had plastic on it. So I think maybe 2007, she finally ripped the plastic up.
And it was like a brand new couch.
Right.
That's how you remember. I don't know if you remember the floral, brown wood floral couch we had in our house when we lived in Philly.
Yeah.
Yo, when that seat cushion, that vinyl finally gave up the ghost, and we were able to actually sit on that couch. Yo, it was the best couch ever, and we destroyed that couch in another year or so.
It's I was so comfortable, I get up without sticking to the.
Before, when you sat down, it was like you sit down and be like.
And y'all both know where that came from. Everybody had a jerry curl. Everybody was trying to protect their merchandise.
Man, look, you probably paid as much for that damn vinyl as you paid for the couch.
I would love
but
to
it
see
made the couch last for a long time.
Hold up a picture of Marlon with a jerry curl.
No, you ain't. No picture exists.
Well, I gotta say, my family, we didn't have the jerry curl, but we had one aunt. Every piece of furniture was covered in heavy vinyl. Every piece. Hated going over there because you couldn't sit on the damn stuff even in the winter months without sweating your ass off. It just, I hated that place.
No, you always have that one aunt. And bless their heart to all the aunts out there.
Yeah.
Y'all need to explain to me why y'all have that one room that nobody can go in. You can't sit in there. You can't walk in there. You can't do nothing but look.
From a distance.
Like, what was the point of this? You can't even call it a showroom. You can't look at anything.
Oh, you talking about the formal? Because I had one of those, the formal dining room.
No,
Yeah.
it was
in your mom's house or in your house, Angela?
In the Fort Washington house, I had a formal dining room and a formal living room, and we really never went in there. Like,
you really don't want to know the answer to that.
I remember the comedian Ray Romano talked about the plates that were special, and they were only going to get used if the Pope ever came over. But otherwise, nobody was going to ever use those plates.
What?
Yeah. The China cabinet.
The Pope ain't coming to your house, dog.
The China cabinet that had the plates in there that was never used.
Never.
Not once.
So our grandmother used them Thanksgiving, but only for the adults. Like we still had the paper plates and or the styrofoam plates. We didn't, that like your macaroni and cheese, it was like seeping out the bottom.
The grandkids, it was a thing when you got, I won't say invited, but when you were able to get a real plate and not some styrofoam fake, plastic plate type stuff. What up, Travis? How you doing, man? Yeah, no, it was not, and we didn't.
The kids' table. You knew that you were considered an adult in the family when you finally were told you could sit with us and not at the kids' table.
You said
it was too many of us. It was too many of us to sit at the kids' table.
No, you sat at the kids' table with me for a while because we had the square table.
Yes, so I do. Yes, with a little bit of padding on the top. Yes, I remember that table. By the organ. Yes, I remember.
Like, hold on, what are we talking about? We definitely had a kids' table.
We graduated. We didn't stay there for very long because there were kids that we had cousins that were younger than us. Yeah. Yes, and the great grands. So we didn't stay there very long. But the whole thing is, we used to have, probably from the church too. Now that I think about it, we used to have those 6 foot, like a 6 foot table that was set up in the light, like it was span from the dining room into the living room, and it would be this much room between whoever sat at the end of the 6 foot folding table and that little card table where the kids sat at. So look, she's cracking up because I'm not lying. I'm telling the damn truth. Look, I remember even having to move. Remember Uncle Bobby's favorite chair that sat right there, that yellow chair that sat by the door? We had to move that chair outside onto the porch to get more. And eventually we put more 6 foot tables, and the card table went where his chair went.
Yeah.
Here's a great thing about our country. Even though there's so many different people that do so many different things, and yet the stories that you guys are saying right now about Thanksgiving, because it happens to everybody. There's the kids' table, there's the old people's table, there's this, that, whatever, and these are all things that we pretty much all universally have dealt with, which is what makes it so wonderful.
I never had the kids' table. We all did sit around. We didn't have plastic plates or styrofoam plates. We had the real plates. The only thing though, you ain't carrying that plate. Now, once you sit down, they're gonna bring the plate to you. You sit down. Don't walk around with that plate in your hand.
Nah, we had a buffet style. But so look, Laura says, "Listen, Dash, I'm yawning now. Now you know." Look, Laura thinks she's funny. She just trying to make me say it. She said, "Now I know what Angela looks like." She said, "Greetings, girl."
Hey. I told her she got to jump on the live.
Yeah, look. Oh, here, look. I mean, she's been on the live. Has she been on the live before?
I don't recall.
I can't remember.
I don't remember her ever being on a live.
All right, I'm gonna post the link in the chat.
They all just sit on the couch.
You said what now?
Samantha said they all just sat on the couch. So we had a couch too, and the 6 foot table had like probably 3 inches of space away from the couch.
Yeah.
And so when you got done eating, you just kind of like fell back into the couch.
No, you ain't eating on the couch. No.
Oh. We didn't eat on the couch. Like after you finish eating, if you just want to watch that.
Like literally, the tables, the 6 foot tables had folding chairs. The folding chairs got folded, and then you slumped into the couch.
We used to go
Yeah.
upstairs and play.
Yeah, we would find somewhere else.
I
to
think
be.
we went out. I think we just went outside and did something.
It's cold.
We were in Philly. It was
We were in
cold.
Philly. We ain't going outside.
Ain't no outside for Thanksgiving for us. Nah, bro. Tell me you from the South without telling me you from the South. Yeah, we gonna go outside to play after Thanksgiving. Where?
And I used to watch the TV shows where they would be like, "Oh, we went outside and we played football after Thanksgiving dinner."
Like how? How? The sun is down and it's cold.
Yeah.
The PC answer to that is camaraderie with the kids. You go out and play. You go out and have fun, things like that.
Hey, Samantha.
The real answer is, I done dealt with you all day. Y'all kids need to get the hell out my house. Go do something.
I'm about to say that's the new age parenting is. Oh, we got
the parenting over. Y'all don't get out. Go do something.
We knew better. We knew better.
Because if you stayed around, they would continue to ask you to do stuff. And you better not say no. Like you couldn't say no. I didn't even think no was an option.
Don't even question. Don't hesitate to do whatever it is I said do.
And then you always had Betty, it was a cousin, but she would come in with this like fur coat, and it was like the heaviest coat ever.
And somebody had to run it upstairs.
Yeah, it was always me. Like, and then I would love when like Aaron and I would have to carry it together because why is it heavier than I am?
Oh, okay. Quentin is trying to start a fight without actually being on here.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to say hi to Samantha. Samantha is Victor's homie, right?
She is. Right. She has helped me out so much, and so I'm glad she was able to join in.
Thank you very much, Samantha.
Join too. Give a thumbs up.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you haven't already,
I like having girls on here.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
What?
Nothing. She's like, I like having girls on here.
We
don't
like
mind
these guy like.
Yeah, we don't mind having women join us in conversation either. That's what I'm going to say.
Actually, I'm going to go a step beyond. Yeah, I like girls on. I'm kind of funny that way.
I married one.
Look,
I mean, in today's age, you do have
never know. Listen,
hey, when I go fishing, I prefer to have a boat full of pretty ladies than a boatload of old grumpy guys.
Yeah. Listen, so Quentin says we just ate outside under a tree, country style.
No.
Nah, bro.
No.
Nah, bro.
Had a Thanksgiving get together.
Look, you came in the house.
He's following my food, man. What are you talking about?
Hey, Angela, before I forget, a week or two ago, I liked how you gave me an LOL. For anybody who missed it, vegetarian is an old Indian word for bad hunter.
Yes.
I didn't mean to kill everybody with that comment. But
no, it's not. No, that's par for the course with you, Victor.
I know.
I'm used to it. I was looking at the comments, trying to catch up.
By the way, gave you a laugh. Laura gave you a laugh.
Let me see.
No problem, Laura. Hey. Thank you very much, though, for joining us. Really appreciate you coming out and coming in. And
nice seeing you, Laura.
Yes,
definitely.
Hey, when you guys are on the laptops, can you see the comments? Because I'm on my tablet, and so I only get to see comments when Dash puts it up.
Or you can do your
phone. If you turn your you said you're on your tablet?
Yeah, I've got it.
It might be.
But he's on the StreamYard, so you have to log into your YouTube on the StreamYard if you do it that way.
I don't know how to, because on the laptop, like I can see probably about 6/8 of the stream. And then off to the side, there is a little column of. Well, actually, look, I can show you what it looks like. Hold on, I'm gonna share the screen with you.
Oh, Samantha said she'll show you how to do it.
I like it when Dash does put up some of these different people, but but I've been noticing.
That's kind of what it looks like, Victor.
Okay.
So you can off to the side. You see that panel where you see in here. You can see the comments.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like off to the side. this whole panel in the middle is where the video is showing, and then off to the side, you can see, or we can see, the comments.
Because I heard Angela say Samantha earlier, and I thought, is that the Samantha I know, or
Yes,
is that
it is.
somebody there? So, yeah, I need to figure out how I can be catching people's stuff, because I'm only knowing
Oh,
who's joining in when you.
Here we go. Look, Samantha
Yeah.
says, "I'll show them." So Samantha,
I'm so dependent on that lady.
listen,
Thank you, Samantha.
To be fair, when you are a participant on the StreamYard live stream and using a mobile device, it does not show the comments. So he might end up having to log in or need to log in to his or with his laptop.
Which she knows.
Josh,
This is how dependent I am. She knows all of my passwords and codes and all that crap because, yeah, I mean, half the time I forget the crap, but she knows.
Hey, Dad, what was the topic for this evening?
We were just talking about barbecue. Let's talk barbecue live group chat.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was just curious.
Yeah,
we actually
no, because I know better than trying to shoehole this whole thing right here into a topic. It ain't gonna happen.
We have never stayed on topic ever.
No, we were like,
actually, I thought we did a really good job, though. I mean, I was really liking when Marcus was sharing some of the stuff that he's gone through, and I really, since this is a catering channel, also, I really like hearing his input because he's dependent on it. It's not a side hustle, and to me, that means an awful lot. Which is, I'm even going to be leaning more on you, Marcus, because this coming year, by next year, I'm going to have a food trailer. And
that's right.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to. So you are encouragement. I like what I've seen you do.
Chachi.
That's all he wanted. You know what? Here you go, Chachi. Man.
Oh, man.
This guy, man. This guy.
Okay. I brought it up to my wife what happened.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I don't know what was more frustrating, that the fact that you fell asleep or the fact that we was like, okay, let him sleep, but Angela's trying to come on. So we all sit there going, Dash, just wake up for a second and bring Angela on it. I promise you, go back to sleep and we won't even bother you. Just bring Angela on.
I had to call his wife, and I was like, can you wake up your husband?
Because the whole thing was this, right?
He was quietly yelling because I didn't want to wake my wife up, but we was quietly yelling like, Dash!
Listen. So what's funny is she came downstairs because she was like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. She said, because Angela just called me. And I'm like, what? Huh? And then I'm like, oh, boom. So, yeah.
Now, I never heard that part. Marvin and I called you. I think that he got through to you a little bit, but
it was
I had not heard that Angela had called Mrs. Dash. Yeah. And because when I called, it immediately went to voicemail. So I didn't know that Angela helped us out on that.
Oh yeah. And Quentin left you several messages.
Yeah, he did. I did. You know, it's funny. I was listening to or clearing out voice message the other day. He was like, "Hey man, wake up! You're still on the live stream." It was something along those lines. Look, so Samantha, there was a few weeks ago. I was very tired. I had woken up early, and I drank a lot on the live stream. I was tired. Now today, I have an excuse. I've been on vacation all week, staying up to the wee hours of the morning. You said what now?
No excuse.
Listen,
well, let me rephrase that. That was not the excuse you gave us.
Well, no. Well, look, I was still tired when I was falling asleep. Anyway,
you said
you were down for the count.
Oh, I was out in the sun.
I was cooking all day in the sun.
I was.
By the way, Samantha, it's Jack and Coke tonight, just so you know. Jack and Coke.
Yeah, look, I was
barbecue.
Out in the sun.
We have to say barbecue so that we can beat a new record.
Barbecue? All right.
Yeah.
But if we're still talking about catering, I am thinking about just selling my ribs. My daughter, who likes to have a party for whatever reason, but anyway, the kids was graduating from middle school and going to high school, so hey, let's throw a party. And I cooked some ribs. I cooked 2 slabs of ribs and took it to the cookout and just set it up there. And she texted my wife later on that night and said, "Why is these people asking who cooked the ribs and where can they buy them?" So I was like,
Say less, fam. That's exactly it. Birdman hand rub. That's how it gets started. When somebody offers to buy food from you, that's it. It's on.
Speaking of ribs, Samantha's little boy, there are boys, 3 and 8, Sonny and Hugh.
Listen.
They're celebrating their birthday this Saturday. So she didn't know this, but I'm planning on taking some baby backs over there.
Well, why would you tell her, man?
Well, she knows now, and it also puts pressure on me because if she didn't know, then it'd be easy for me to go, fuck it, I'll do it later. No, I kind of have to do it. So
look, that's hilarious. Look, Quentin says it's a new record. The new record is that Quentin is still on the live stream and chatting in the comments because he should be on the live stream.
That Julia Peloton ain't gonna work itself.
And there's still an open space. By the way, where the hell's Grumpus tonight?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's on vacation. Look, if
he's always on vacation. Isn't he retired?
No, he's not retired.
I thought he was retired.
No, he's not retired.
Is it supper time?
Oh, maybe he's having a late supper. Maybe that's what it is. Look, we're gonna talk him up in a couple minutes.
I don't know you. Where are you from?
Who?
I don't know Marcus.
Marcus is
I know Marcus.
See, you don't know Marcus either. Who are you?
I'm from Oklahoma, but live in Texas.
You from Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
But he lives in Texas. Yeah. So Marcus
stuck with I live in Texas. Who you claim Oklahoma?
Yes, he does. Listen, when people ask me where I'm from, I say Philly, but I live in Baltimore. I don't claim Baltimore.
That's different. But Oklahoma, I didn't know people. I legit didn't know people.
Oh boy, look.
Wait a minute. If Marcus is from Oklahoma, do you start out each day going, "Oh, what a beautiful morning"?
Is he taking a shot? I don't know what you're doing. I don't even know who you are.
So Marcus,
all right. Figure out why Angela acting like somebody just came in her house and she didn't know.
I know, right? Like, who are you? Why you at my party? Listen,
Oklahoma.
So first off, you know where Oklahoma is, right?
I do know where Oklahoma is. Yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm in Maryland as well, but like farther south than Dash.
But not in the South.
So you're in West Virginia.
No, I'm in Maryland.
So she's by. She's by.
No, he got jokes.
She's by Virginia. On the eastern edge, basically. So Angela,
I'm on the western
Marcus
edge.
Of what?
Maryland, on the western.
No.
Oh,
yeah. Eastern Shore would be the eastern edge. I'm on the western.
Every show we got to have a
there's the panhandle
argument.
I'm about to pull up the map. There's a panhandle. The panhandle is going to be western. Where you are is more southeastern. Yes, the Eastern Shore is further east, but you're still east. Yeah. Anyway, Marcus has a food truck. So Marcus started his food truck basically during the pandemic. But during the pandemic, or during the pandemic, he was looking on YouTube and found some of my videos. And he started watching my videos, and he and his wife used to laugh at my videos because they swore I was going to kill myself cooking in my garage. Well, so Marcus then, just to make a long story short, Marcus reached out to me, and we started talking, right? And became fast friends. And then Jamie started reaching. Actually, it was Jamie who reached out to me, and I thought it was Marcus. And then I, helped Jamie and helped Marcus. And then Marcus, hit me up to say, thanks, X, Y, and Z happened. And like I said, fast friends, okay, to the point where about a year or so into him being on this trailer, or actually a year or so into him catering, he invited me to go to Texas to help him out. So I went to Texas and helped Marcus and spent a week or so with them there in Texas. But Marcus has a food truck is now at the Deep Eddy Vodka tasting room. And Marcus is just kind of, he started here and just went like there, like in 2 years, well, 3 years now, 0 to 300.
So hold on, Marcus, you're in a different location than when Dash visited you?
Yes.
Because I like what you had. I've always been concerned, and I've been kind of wanting to know, have you ever been broken into? That's my one concern about food pods and things like that.
Yeah.
Actually,
one time.
How bad was it?
Was it twice?
Well, twice. Once at the old spot, they really didn't get much, but the second time, we were adding on to the trailer, so I had all my tools inside, and that was Thanksgiving Eve. They broke in, and I was actually playing poker in Oklahoma at the casino, and my Ring camera went off, and I looked at it and I was like, "Holy shit!" And just out of reaction, it was like, "Oh shit, I'm 7 hours away." So I had to call, and it took me 20 minutes to get to the sheriff's department here in Hayes County. They came out. The guy were already gone. They had already broke in. They took our POS system. There was no cash in there, and my tools, because I was still working on the backside
building,
the building that we were doing. So they got that. That was pretty much all they got. That and some tools, but nothing ever came of it. So just kind of made me beef up security a little bit. So instead of having 4 cameras, I have 11 now. So I can see anything at any time. And from where I live, from the trailer, I can get there in 16 minutes, which will probably be about 10 minutes faster than the local sheriff's office.
Wow.
So before Samantha asked where y'all doing live from. I don't think I've ever heard. So I live in Baltimore, but I'm currently at my mother-in-law's house. I'm in Florida. Marcus is in Austin, Texas. Victor is in Washington State, and I'm going to put the comment down so you can see our names. Give me a second. Victor is in Washington State.
She knows where I live.
Oh, yeah. Damn it, you're right. She does know Victor. Marlon's in North Carolina, and Angela is in Southern Maryland. So, yeah. Yeah.
And so she's in Kelso, Washington.
Kelso?
Kelso, Washington.
What part
which isn't going to show on most maps, but it's next to Longview, Washington. Both of us are about an hour north of Portland, Oregon.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you're
I
on
used
the
to live in
southern.
Bremerton, so I was closer to you.
Huh?
I used to live in Bremerton.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
okay, I lived in Bremerton when I was in.
I am not in West Virginia.
First and second grade. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Missouri was stationed there when I lived there, and the Missouri was the ship that World War II by the Japanese, the surrender was officially made by. Boring small ass town. Yeah, that's. And Marcus, the reason I was asking you about that is because whether you're in a food pod or by yourself, or the way I would prefer to do it is set up a commercial kitchen type thing certified at my home, because I live in a great community. It's a small town, and the tweakers are bad. And mostly
crackheads, the people who go steal his stuff.
Don't say tweakers.
And mostly for like metal thieves, and something, if I was to set up something like you, I'd get robbed clean almost every night. And I'd only be probably 10, 15 minutes away. wouldn't matter.
During one of the ice storms, Marcus had his wood stolen. I remember that one. I don't think he said that one.
What's that?
During one of the ice storms.
Oh yeah.
You had his
They stole all my wood. They stole my wood.
Yeah.
Man, so you should never mess with another man's wood.
Yeah. Especially in the middle of the night.
Somebody who just wanted to take something.
Of course.
That's somebody who just wanted to take something.
No, it was an ice storm. It was an ice storm.
We have Deep Eddy has two kitchens. One of them is ours, and one of them they use to process all the stuff they use for their drinks. They're ready to drink beverages that they use in the tasting room. So we don't need a commercial kitchen anymore because we have one on site. We also split the walk-in refrigerator and all of the freezers. So we're in. I mean, I don't even know how we would operate without having all of that stuff.
Right.
I know what it was like before we moved, and I know what it's like now. And everybody's like, "Oh, brick and mortar is next." No, that's definitely not on my list.
Yo, it's so funny. Him talking about a refrigerator. We went and bought a refrigerator while I was there in Texas, and we had to buy this refrigerator because of all the food that he was getting to do for this benefit that we had to go and get the damn refrigerator. And set it up we had to jerry rig some shit to get that refrigerator plugged in. And it was sitting on the back deck basically. And between the refrigerator and coolers, to keep stuff cool, because he didn't have refrigeration, he's definitely come a long way.
Do any of you know what and I'm not joking, a cool bot is? Oh, okay. A cool bot is a really cool device. A lot of homesteaders, hunters, market farmers are using this. What you can do is you build an insulated room, whether it's just your closet or a full-size room, and you use a slide in your window type air conditioner. The CoolBot device itself, which is about $500, but you hook the sensors up to it, and the sensors fool the air conditioner's thermostat. So you can bring the temperature in that room down to 34 degrees, which is perfect, but at a fraction of the cost of a walk-in fridge. Now, they don't make a walk-in freezer, and over the years when I've been looking at it, it's like, I know I'm not going to keep that much frozen food. I'll get some nice chest freezers, but when you look at the cost and the simplicity of having a walk-in, Dash, when you're doing those turkeys, wouldn't it be nice to have an economical walk-in refrigerator for all those damn birds?
So luckily, I have a cousin who gave me a refrigerator plus another refrigerator out in my garage. But before we do that, so Hog, this question, this comment has been. So he asked Florida what part. I'm in Central Florida. I'm obviously for whatever reasons. I'm not saying exactly where I am, but I'm in Central Florida. So
anyway, Marcus, when you're no longer at another location, which is cool. That's what I'm going to have to look at first, is to get into some location. But when you're looking at finally bringing it into your own or building something at your location that you have full inventory control, look into the CoolBot, because the device itself is only like $500. A normal walk-in fridge, if that compressor goes crap on you, which can happen no matter how much money you've spent, that's a whole lot of money and a whole lot of work. Whereas the CoolBot, no problem. You head down to Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, buy yourself another air conditioner, or if you're smart, just have one, a few $100 that are sitting there banked, so that if it happens, you just pull one out, put the new one in, hook the sensors up, and you're off and running for a few $100. Mm-hmm. It's a great alternative. And for any hunters out there, what a wonderful way to take care of hanging your deer, your elk, your pork. It's just not that expensive. So check it out. And I'm not getting no money from Coolbot people, but it's a fantastic product. And yeah, that day ever comes, I put out any videos, I can guarantee you that will be one of the things. Yeah, I know. I deserve it. Spank me on the ass.
No, not this. You missed the comment, so it's all right.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all right. See,
it's me being juvenile.
Well, that's what we do.
I was about to respond. I was like, imagine being 20, calling your mom and telling her you just came back from hanging out with some semen. So
in another country where it's legal to drink at 18.
Oh boy. I'm sorry. We've been making that joke since I was in the Air Force.
I have no idea why. They need a name.
But they are.
I know.
And so I try to say submariners. If they're on
sailors, they're sailors, yes.
But every time somebody says that, that's the first thing.
Yo, so let me tell y'all this real quick, right? So the whole thing is, I told you guys before, I came to Florida. We hung out with my mother-in-law for a couple of days. We left Taste Tester number 3 here with my mother-in-law, and then my wife and I went on a cruise. So we went on a Virgin Voyages cruise. It was our first time on a Virgin Voyages cruise, and the Virgin Voyages cruises are all adult. So they're pretty decent. It was a fantastic time. But it's one of those things where on the ship, anytime you are greeted with the ahoy sailor, you are supposed to respond in kind and say ahoy sailor back. So there will be like the people on the ship, the sailors on the ship, the staff on the ship, the crew. There were certain people who had been on these cruises before, and they're just walking down the hall, and they're like, "Ahoy, sailor!" And they kind of like stop with their door, "Ahoy, sailor!" Or like someone walks into a room, or you walk into a bar, and if you ahoy, sailor, one of the crew, they better respond, "Ahoy, sailor," or they're damn near in trouble. So it's just one of those things, man. I would definitely rather be called a sailor than a seaman. Just saying.
I'll tell you my worst Air Force issue. So I was dating somebody then when I joined the Air Force. Literally met her like 2 weeks before I was to ship out. And CQ is sort of like HR. Let's just put it to you that way. You don't want to ever be called down to CQ. Ever. So they called me on the walk. Airman Clyde reports his order. This stupid thing we had to do. Airman Clyde reports his order. You need it down at CQ. Crap, who died? Why am I getting kicked out? Something. I go down there. Airman Clyde reports his order. You're Airman Clyde, which I can't be sarcastic anymore, okay? Because I'm in the Air Force. Airman Clyde reports his order. You're Airman Clyde? Dude, I literally just said,
yes.
Yes, sir. He looks me up and down. He looks me up and down again. Said, I got something for you. And he pulls out like a 6-inch teddy bear. Teddy bear holding a little heart box. He said, when you go back to your bearings, take this to your TI. Okay. Do you know how humiliating it is to march with this bear in your hand and TIs is just looking at them like. So I go in. Airman Clyde reports his order, and my TI like, what you want, Clyber? I have to give this to you for holding until I leave. So he's at his desk, and it was almost like a common. It was almost like one of those things you see in a sitcom because he went. Airman Clyber, is that a? Just give it to me. Just give it to me. I just handed it to him. I was like, that was the most humiliating story I got for me. That's not the most humiliating story I have.
Just saying. I kind of agree. You gotta choose your pauses. You did. And it's like, I thought you couldn't do that in the Air Force, because he did pause. So I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
Now,
Hey, Dash, question for you.
Yes, sir.
You've said what you, the missus, and number 3 have been doing. There has been no mention about number 1 and number 2, and I keep thinking about the great episode on Married with Children where Kelly and Bundy have a block party where, in the end, the Illinois calls out the National Guard because the party's so big. And I'm just picturing your 2 boys just having one hell of a good time while you're gone.
Technology, okay?
The Ring cameras are all over the place.
Listen, between the Ring cameras and tracking on their phones, I know where they are before they know where they are. And I even on the ship, and that was the thing. So while we were in Florida, they were at home for a few days. But when we got on a cruise ship, my father-in-law came down to my house and he stayed with him because the whole thing was we weren't sure how it was going to work out with them being home and us being out of the country. So in case something happened, we wanted to have somebody there. But I paid for a couple.
Get to call anymore?
Who?
Me.
I won't say I don't need to, but I don't. Listen.
Maybe there's some trust issues, Angela. You might want to check it out.
No, actually, no.
Those are my babies.
So, but the whole thing is, I did actually pay for better internet on the ship, to make sure that I was able to do anything like open any doors or lock any doors or check the cameras as fast as possible. So it really, I won't say it worked out, but that peace of mind was $50, and it was a good peace of mind. So
I'm glad this technology didn't exist when I was in high school, because I would have been screwed.
Yeah.
But taste tester number 1, he's not the concern. It's taste tester number 2.
Nah, you'd be surprised. We're gonna have to have a talk offline. But anyway.
Taste tester number 2, he was so excited for his birthday that it was like the first time that I have been to his house in years where he wasn't in trouble.
He's always doing dumb shit.
All you have to do to think about the kids is think about where you were when you're their age and go, no, they ain't angels, and neither was I.
Number 2 is exactly him. That's
every parent does that. Every parent, you just do some stupid stuff. You just do, but you would never say that around the grandparent because the grandparent grew up with you going, you did the same thing. You did the same thing.
But hey, ain't it fun? That's what this one is doing right now. Go ahead.
That's what Angela's doing almost every time because she says he's just like you.
Hey, it's so much fun when you and the siblings are around the parents and the grandparents, and you finally fess up to the shit that you did that they never knew. I mean, they knew about so much, and yet when they find out about the stuff you did pull off, and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it anymore other than sit there and look at you with stink eye.
All right, so I figured out this is, I'm trying to monitor the comments as this is rolling. So shout out to those of you guys who are rewatching. But so Quentin says, I make these jokes because I was in the military. I love the Air Force, folks. One of my best friends was in the Air Force, and I gave him hell every time. I give him hell every time I see him. Isn't your brother-in-law? Is he in Air Force, Marines, Army? But so he says that was just a disclaimer for those who might be upset who randomly watched this video in 8 years.
The branch of the service I feel sorry for is the Coast Guards because they're like the people that nobody ever mentions. They are service members for our country too.
From time to time, go online and look at the basic training for the military. The Coast Guard is right up there. They're just as rough. They're just as rough. And I saw the training for the Navy, for the SEAL teams.
Nah, bro.
No.
So World War II.
As a woman when I was 20, everything.
No, that was that one part where you hooked up and you got to sit in that cold water and just No.
It was
Good night, Laura.
Night, Laura.
Okay, Dash and all. Hugs. Hey, good night. Take care. Bye for now. Enjoy the night. Thank you, Laura. Get some
I
good
know in
rest
World
and
War
enjoy
II,
work tomorrow.
the Coast Guard actually put down more submarines than the Navy did per capita because it's always been a smaller branch, but they actually were more effective at putting down German submarines than the Navy. That's impressive. And Dash, if you ever get out here, we'll have to go down to Buoy 10. And Buoy 10, what's important about that is it's the world's most dangerous bar crossing going from the river into the ocean. And they have a special Coast Guard station, and people get shipped in from all around the world, different navies, on how to go across dangerous waters. And the Coast Guard station down there is the best in the world on that. It's called the Graveyard of the Pacific.
I'm about to say, I've been to Buoy. I know where Buoy is.
Buoy 10.
No, I know. There's a place in Maryland called Buoy.
Well, and there's lots of Buoy 10s. I mean, each river is going to have their different buoys, but the fishery, which just started the first down there, they still have ocean fishing going on, but now it's beginning to come into the Columbia River.
All right.
And you have no idea how much it's killing me that I'm not down there. Fresh.
Hey Dash, if you visit, let's go do the most dangerous thing ever while you're here. Yeah, it'll be fun. They said.
Here's the cool thing about it, and I'm looking forward to taking Harry there sometime too. It's the most dangerous bar crossing, but it's all based on the tides. So when you're out there at the right time, that water is flat like a mirror.
Okay.
You're out there at the wrong times, and you have 20, 30-foot waves. So no commercial ship can come in or out without having special certified Columbia pilots on the ships.
All right.
It's amazing.
Well, look, on that note, talking about tides, I want to just quickly tell you this. So we were on a beach in Bimini, which is in the Caribbean, one of the Caribbean islands, one of the Bahamian islands. And it was wild because we were in the water. My wife and I were in the water, and we're like, I'm neck deep in the water on this beach, and the water was warm, and then all of a sudden the water got colder. Right? It was crazy, and we didn't see like a huge change, or we didn't see like a huge difference in the level of the water on the shore on the beach. But she's like, "Did it just get cold?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So, I said, well, the tides have changed. Obviously, it's either going out or coming in or whatever. But it was just pretty cool to be in the water when there was like a changing of the tide. So, anyway.
Marlon is cracking.
Yo, y'all.
I got to be up in 4 hours.
Yo, I was about to say I'm getting ready to end this because I'm going to bed because I'm sweating like a prostitute in the pew.
No, Marlon's laughing at my comment. You said the water was warm and got cold real fast. No, not that one.
It'd be funnier if the water suddenly got warm.
Nah, it didn't. Thank goodness.
It was already warm, and then it got colder as you moved out. So all the kids were right there at the front.
There was no kids. This is all adults, man. There was no kids. Yeah,
all adults. That makes it even worse. Hey, Marcus, have a good day. Tomorrow.
Marcus, have a good one.
Do not don't get too damn hot.
I'm working on it. That 107 is kind of hard to get away from.
Yeah, it is. All right, guys.
Well, and I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna volunteer your money on it, but consider getting one of those Mister type things. That we're getting towards the end of the season, but God, down where you live, that season is going to go a long time.
Yeah,
but I understand it does make a huge difference, and I'd hate to hear about you falling down from heat exhaustion. So take care of yourself.
Marcus, before you go, because Quentin asked this question twice. Marcus, if Texas and OU play college football tomorrow, who you rooting for?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, okay.
Dude, this dude is a Sooner through and through.
Man.
Bruh.
Oh, hey.
Look, hey Victor, you have a good evening. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, Victor. I'm gonna stay on with them for a moment or so.
Wow.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice.
That's
Ooh.
cool. No more. No, I'm gonna clap. Oh, dude, it's too big for me.
Now, Marcus ran track.
Hey, wait a minute. What's this having a light above his head? Is this Jesus effect?
No, so my mother-in-law is funny. She's turning on lights. So she turned on the fan. Like I don't know why she turned on the light.
Yeah, I was talking about Marcus there.
Marcus is, you can see
this thing right here just came on because she just turned on the light. All right.
Angela appreciates it. Thank you.
I got what you said, Victor.
I just saw that light and I was too busy looking at that light. And my mother-in-law walking.
Quentin, you should jump on the StreamYard. I don't know why you still haven't jumped on the StreamYard. Just jump on the StreamYard.
Because he likes making his comments from the backyard.
Why you gonna come on when he just literally said he finna go?
Well, look, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. We can hang out in it for a moment if you like. But Marcus has got to go. Victor's getting ready to go eat dinner, I'm sure. Y'all be easy.
I'm good tonight.
All right.
I got nothing to do tomorrow. So,
well, look, be easy. Marcus,
see you. Nice to meet you, Marcus.
Nice, Marcus.
Bye. All right. So I'm gonna. I don't know what they are doing in there, but I'm getting ready to get in the shower because I am so hot and sweaty. There's no way I'm gonna be able to sleep.
You're still on the stream and telling people you're hot and sweaty.
I'm aware. I'm getting ready to get off the stream because that's why I'm ending it. So,
hey, I don't need to get off the stream. I'm prepared tonight.
Thank you guys so very much as always for hanging out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Rewatch gang, definitely comment down below. This was one of the more live streams we've had in a while. So definitely want to thank you guys for being here. You guys
stayed awake.
All right.
Oh, hey, I got something I want to add, and this is not this channel, and yet it's still kind of cool. There is one channel creator. She lives in Italy that I've been replying to for about the past year. She's a professional truffle hunter, her and her husband, and she trains people how to train their dogs. And we've talked a lot. And the only thing that screwed me up for getting my dog so far has been my foot. Well, I was replying with her yesterday, and it turns out she's going to be her and her husband should be in Eugene, Oregon in February, because apparently Oregon has a international truffle festival. So I'm going to get to meet a YouTuber from Italy in February, and I'm really looking forward to that. And it'll be a kind of a cool thing. I mean, I've got to meet a few YouTubers. Truffle butter, hey, it's a real thing. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to the day to get to finally meet Dash and anybody else.
I'm nobody. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. So thank you guys again for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you. And I'm gone.
Go take your shower.